Yeah, I want to talk about sadness that you can't even really put words to. Turns to like anger, and I mean, it doesn't even seem real. Actually, that's another part of it. Um, Imagine being 18 and joining the military and just having all your dreams right in front of you. Um, in the richest country in the world, you've heard all your life. And then they have some combat ships. These things people esteem about Navy combat ships. They won World War II against the Japanese Armada. Um, Always forward deployed. Showing the American flag, the greatness of America, biggest navy in the world. And then someone decided to cut the budget on a few of the ships on manpower as a way to save money and a test, and then they put you on that ship in a reserve status, but you do get deployed over 5 years, and then but you don't get enough active duty days to become a veteran. When you get to the VA, you know they say you're not a veteran. So yeah, that's one fight. The contract alone is illegal. I'll say it straight from the start, right? But that is no contract anyone else in America would ever have to live up to, especially considering it's to defend America, everyone, right? I mean, so you're there and you're defending America. Um, and then I mean, the things they put you through are just mind-numbing. And then they fight you, and they literally fight you. So that could take up to get recognition, right? To get recognition, that could take 16 years of your life. I mean, people get college degrees, and it could go and become successful. My brother and sister did have good careers, younger than me. And here I'm just trying to fight for recognition of my experience, which put me in the streets, sort of like a college degree, but that was worthless, right? It was a degree that was worthless. If my military enlistment and my honorable discharge was worth anything, it was similar to graduating from college. I had no skills. I was angry. I was sad. I was overwhelmed. I was hurting. I was in pain. I was no transferable skills to survive with in civilian life. And I was in the streets. And this is America, right? I swore an oath to defend the Constitution, right? We the people, 18 years old. Not many people do that. So you're not really comparing yourself to a lot of people, less than 10%, and even less than that. 18 years old, I'm sure the number of 18-year-olds in America per year is significantly less than 1% of the population. Swear an oath at the earliest age to defend the Constitution, and we get no credit, no honor, no integrity. They see right over it, and that kind of, and then you're hurting, and because you're so young. I mean, so basically, it's like, I think it's similar to slavery, the Holocaust, anything, the worst of the worst, being put in jail for, crimes you did not commit, being falsely accused. These people have no idea what they're doing, or what they did, and society overlooks. They're fighting me on the contract. This takes years. I mean, I could have given up and been in the streets. I had nowhere to go. I had to fight the fight. It was that bad. I mean, this is why my education is, and this is, and I have to live with this shit, right? These motherfuckers, I'm sure, whoever's denying me, and it usually is administration of VA or BCNR, Board of Corrections Navy Records, all, and then Congress or the DoD made this enlistment package, right? And you can see in 1997, I guess the DoD or Congress approved this enlistment package that is no longer being used by the Navy, but so they canceled it, right? But I had it. It was a canceled project, canceled assignment, canceled enlistment that I actually had the experience, but actually had to fulfill, right? They gave me a bogus dead on arrival enlistment that they stopped recruiting for. I had to fulfill this 8-year contract that they already given up on. It's like getting a car, buying it, your first car, thinking that there's always support systems for it, has to last a long time, and then find out the distributor and everyone to abandon the car, make and model, and and you're left to own it, and you have to own it and maintain it. There's no refunding it, and they actually shut down all the support mechanisms, all the places you would get it fixed, so and so you're screwed, right? Basically, you have a car that was sold to you and they abandon it. It's really insane thought process, but that's really what it boils down to, right? And then you have to fight this thing, your own people, not Russia, not China, not your own people, to even get veteran. I guess they call it veteran. They call me a veteran, but not for veteran purposes. This is the most insane, backwards statement. The recruiter will never tell you that, right? So you're getting this mail that the recruiter will never tell you that even as a possibility. But you'll get this mail that will state it a matter of fact, right? As if this is legal. They'll say if you don't agree with it, you can disagree with it. You can send in a appeal this denial, right? Or I went to the congressperson, Nancy Pelosi, I think I went to, and they wrote a few letters, but they didn't even get the idea this was completely illegal. I mean, they should be considered illegal, that there should never be a contract, a reserve enlistment contract, an 8-year reserve enlistment contract that requires 2 years active duty to become a veteran for veteran purposes. You have to fulfill this 8-year contract, so they basically give you orders that are less than 2 years all the time, and you're always up for full-time enlistment, full-time duty, 24/7, so you have to maintain all your uniforms for the period of time. And then when you're done, you're beat up, part-time, ass-kicking. They say, well, you didn't get enough active duty days, but they'll surprise you at the end when you really need it the most, and then they won't back down or come off of that, and they'll say you can appeal this, or go to your congressperson. I mean, this is insane shit, man, and they wonder why people are dying, and I don't have to look for the Illuminati. I don't have to look for the Jewish bad banker people or anyone that did me wrong. I look for the most common motherfucker in the VA system, possibly, that's what I'm assuming. Someone that, every time I go there, I talk to someone physically. They're not doing much to do anything rapidly, to change anything. It runs up a pipeline, chain of command. It goes around 5 buildings, and the boogeyman, they say, is this white man that's got me, or the Jewish banker, or the Muslim, or someone, right? No, it's just this regular person ready to hang you, kill you. Your regular next door neighbor who celebrates Veterans Day will deny you everything while they collect a paycheck, while they never served in the military. And I'm here to try to understand all that shit, right? Sucks, man. Now they towed my fucking cars. This city, dude. I had passed so many drug tests for 8 years. If I failed one, my ass is grass. And I watch them just give out drug needles now. They make it so easy. no regulations, no standards, no integrity, being a citizen. It's just everyone wants to come here and get rich quick. You know, they come here to get rich quick. America's get rich quick place. They open a border. Every person from every other country comes here to do whatever they want to do, whatever they can do to make money, send it back home, whatever the case may be. As long as I've been alive, people are trying to get here, make money, more money than they can make where they're from, send it back home, whatever, and they start illegal businesses, whatever it has to do. Fine. There's a big advocacy group for people, immigrants. Everyone's an immigrant. Well, we started a society that has rules and regulations, but that's not good enough for, you know, people who are here and trying to make money the as quick as possible. You know, they're get rich quick capitalist scheme, right? So rules and regulations are gonna get in the way of that. But in the military, it's all about rules and regulations, socialism. It's uniforms. It's low pay. It's hard work. It's uniformity. It's socialism. It's totalitarianism. Um, but here, you know, that's being funded it's by this capitalist system, or to protect this group of people that has no interest, would never join. Uh, does not want that standard above them. Doesn't want to fit any standard. Is only here for get rich quick schemes, and they become successful. Some of them, right? And you're there hurting and pain. You have to fight this bureaucratic system that claims to be the richest thing in the world, but will defund you in a military manpower reduction, budget saving schemes, and then also have all these stipulations in your contract where they literally X you out, even if you have an honorable discharge. Say you don't, you don't qualify for this, or you didn't apply for this soon enough. Like my for example, my what do they call it? GI Bill. The reason I signed up, the GI Bill, was to go to school. So I'm going to school with this reserve enlistment. I'm assigned to a damn combat ship, which means, like, you know, if you're an FBI or a police officer, SWAT officer, you have to pass three security checkpoints before you can be on the ship. That was a lot, not pressure, it was expected, but, you know, I earned it to get on the ship, deploy. But I wasn't very well trained, and I didn't feel very confident, and I was scared a lot of times because I was dealing with shit that could kill me, injure me, and injure other people, and all sorts of shit. And these motherfuckers at the VA have no fucking clue what that is. 90% of them never joined, and 90% of them, even if they did join, not everyone is combat arms, and or they don't. Certain jobs in the military, a lot of jobs in the military are administrative jobs. Weren't out there on the ship and deck. You know, they weren't doing it. They never did it. They might have read about it, might have heard about it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's dangerous. Ooh, I don't want. I'm sure. I don't want to do that. You know, in the Navy, SEALs that are in the SEAL program, if they what do they call it, ring the bell, or, you know, drop out of Navy buds, they complain. They don't want to go back to the ship where they are. You know, that you can hear them talk about it because they don't. It's not fun, right? And it's dangerous. It can be dangerous, and it is dangerous. It can kill you, but you don't get the glory, right? It's a mechanical nightmare of machinery. But you can hear the Navy SEALs don't even want to do it, right? Don't even want to go back there. Chip paint. They say chip paint's one thing, but it's more than chipping paint. You got to become a helmsman and a lookout, and a lot of technical stuff, right? Maintain the ship. So BM is deck seaman. Or there's the Seaman Disability Law, 1798. That's John Adams, right? For 5th Congress, President John Adams created the Seaman Disability Act, which was for merchant marines, and then did include and was for Navy personnel, the beginning of the American Navy. They collected 20 cents on the dollar or something. I don't remember exactly, but you can look it up online. For disabled seamen, right? Because there's a lot of stressors being out at sea. It throws you around and these little ships, they throw you around. It's like a washing machine. You know, it does something to your equilibrium, right? And it does something to your central nervous system. Whatever the case may be, you know, fuck, man. they know this since 1798, and then the VA will, and the Navy today, 2023, won't. If in my case, I complained after the fact that I never got an occupational assessment or occupational medical care. You know, like I was a deck seaman. The same law applied in 1798. The Seaman Disability Act that I was doing in 2000, 1994, 1995, 1996, 1997, 1998, 1999, I believe, up to, and then I was off that ship. And I have to, you know, in the last 3 years, I was just fucking was numb, and I was in pain, and I was suffering already. Just, you know, my girlfriend loved me, fiance, everything, you know, and they kept me in the Navy. And fuck, man. And these fools can't put one and one together. 1 and 1 equals 2. You know, this job creates this stress, creates this injury. There's no common sense anymore. They say, oh, we didn't. They don't even know the history of the job I'm doing or the stressors I'm going through. It's like going to McDonald's and you probably get more credit for flipping burgers and what that could do to your wrist, or listen to carpal tunnel syndrome because you type too much as a secretary. This is the kind of shit that you hear in the regular news. She has carpal tunnel syndrome. She sits at a desk. Her wrist is hurting. You know, and they'll fucking tell you all about that shit. But in the military, and you're busting your ass, and you know, in ways that would blow the whole body apart, not just your wrist. They avoid that kind of shit and assessing you for injury or connecting the dots and giving you benefits or medical care, right? Fucking bullshit, dude. You are the most insane motherfuckers in the world for whoever would allow that. And they almost sort of gloss over that and let that be in their denials. They don't want to touch on connect the dots, right? It's all so this is my life, and I'm trying to put it together, right? And if it was a college, that's just weird, man.